Chris for the Adventure Element, and I'm just going to take a little bit of time to talk you through the suitability of waterproofs for our adventure triathlons and our mountainous events that we put on as well. So first and foremost, you don't need to spend the earth on waterproofs to come on one of our events, but you do have to have waterproofs on our events. They are a mandatory part of our kit list, and in adverse weather conditions, you will be made to show these before leaving transition or starting off on the event to make sure that you have got them in your bag. That primarily is from a safety perspective, is to keep you healthy, safe and happy and dry out in the mountains. And it also means that if you do have an accident, you've got the ability to keep warm until one of our marshals can get to you to help you out. As I said, you don't have to spend the earth, but you do have to have something. If you were to turn up with a lightweight waterproof on one of our adventure triathlon events, then you would get away with it. You would be fine to be able to participate in the event, but it has to have a couple of key features. It has to have a hood, which means that you can put it over the top of your head. Over the top of a hat would be ideal, which would mean that you would be able to stay that little bit drier. It needs to have a full length zip so that you can get it over the top of some of your other clothing, and it has to have the ability to be able to be waterproof, so not some old piece of kit that's got lots of holes in. It would have to be relatively new if it is a lightweight waterproof. As you said, you'd get away with this, but we really wouldn't recommend it. What we'd far more recommend is something like a mid-weight waterproof. So it's a little bit more expensive, but you do get what you pay for with waterproofs. So that little bit more money will get you a much better fitting hood, which will keep you much warmer and drier and has the ability to be able to be pulled nice and snug to your head, so you're going to keep nice and cozy. The zip construction will be much better, which will allow much less ingress of water and will toggle up and down much easier. It might have a breathable membrane to it, so it might be Gore-Tex on kind of this price range, which will mean that it is going to stay drier a lot longer as well, and it will last you a lot longer as well. So something like this will maybe last a year, something like this will last a lot longer. If you did want to spend the money, then the top of the range waterproof is obviously going to keep you far warmer and drier out in the mountains. It will have a much better fitting hood again, so you'll be able to really toggle down tight to really sort of shelter from the elements inside it. The zip construction will be that much better again. The inside will be made of taped seams, so you're not going to get any kind of water ingress there. This will definitely be Gore-Tex or Pertex, so it will be breathable as well. And it has the ability to be much more comfortable, and you'll be able to move a lot faster in the mountains. Obviously this comes at a bigger price range, so it's not something that you need to go out and buy specifically for one of our events, but if you have one of these at home, then please do bring this along for our events. You're going to be out in the mountains for between 3 to 5 hours. If it rains for that duration, you'll be much more comfortable in something like this. You'll also be fine in this, but something like this, you'll get away with on our adventure triathlon events, but we really wouldn't recommend it. For some of our full-on mountaineering events, obviously this is very good, but this would be much better, and you'd be much you have a much better day in the mountains. Lastly, waterproof trousers is also something that is on our mandatory kit list. So this is something that you would be made to show to our mountain marshals before you set off on one of our mountainous events. The more money you spend on these, the better obviously the waterproof is going to be. Again, the kind of higher price tags will be Gore-Tex or Pertex, so they'll be breathable. A full length zip is much better because you can then get it over the top of your boots so that you can get it on a lot quicker. And the reason for having waterproof trousers is twofold. You're going to be able to keep a lot drier because it will keep the water off you, but it'll also keep the wind off you as well. So should you already be wet on one of our events, you pop these on if the wind starts to blow and you'll stay a lot drier. So it's a real key piece of safety equipment, and you will be made to show these in those adverse weather conditions. So please don't let the effects of your event be sabotaged by not having the right waterproofs. I really hope this was helpful for you. If you have any more questions, then please do get in touch, and I look forward to seeing one of our events.